Are the Raiders' offensive engines stalling? Or is this defense finally waking up? The Las Vegas Raiders have officially kicked off their OTAs, and today was the first time media got a peek inside. And let me tell you, it was electric. But not because of the offense. The defense stole the spotlight. We're talking 4 interceptions in one practice. That's not a typo. And no, this isn't a bad sign. This is a warning to the rest of the league. The Raiders' defense isn't here to play around. One of the biggest moments? A young linebacker snatched a pick 6. That's right, a defensive touchdown in a non-contact practice. That kind of instinct and energy? You can't coach that. And if you think that was a fluke, think again. On the very first play of full-team drills, new safety Jeremy Chinn read Geno Smith like a book. The ball floated over the middle, and Chinn pounced. Interception. Boom. This is the kind of secondary action the Raiders have been starving for. With young talent like Trayvon Moehrig stepping up and now with guys like Chinn bringing fresh intensity, this defense could be on the rise. Before diving into more Raiders news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a moment of silver and black action. Let's get back to it. So, yes, the offense may have had a rough start. But let's flip the script. Maybe the real story is that the Raiders' defense is finally building an identity. Fast, aggressive, and ball-hungry. And that could change everything this season. Replacing a veteran is never easy. But when your new guy makes a game-changing play on the first snap, you know you've done something right. That's exactly what happened when Jeremy Chinn stepped in. First play of team drills, first major impression. Interception. You can't write a better debut than that, and it wasn't just a lucky bounce. It was a calculated read. A move that screamed, "I belong here." Some critics might say, well, it's just an OTA pick. Doesn't mean much. But here's the truth. Practice is where habits are built. Interceptions don't happen by accident. And when a new face makes a play like that, it sends a message. This defense is evolving. Let's shift the focus to Tommy Eichenberg, and according to multiple observers, he would have taken it all the way back. That's 2 picks for the defense in just one segment of practice, and both by new or rising players. What does this tell us? This Raiders unit is getting younger, faster, and more instinctive. They're not just running drills, they're competing, reading plays, and delivering results. While the offense is still ironing things out with a new system, the defense is capitalizing. And that's exactly what you'd hope to see at this stage of the offseason. It's not about mistakes right now, it's about development. And if this defense keeps trending upward, the Raiders may no longer be known for just their offense. This season could belong to the other side of the ball. Young Raiders defenders are stealing the show at OTAs. For years, Raiders fans have watched other teams snag late-round linebackers who turn into stars, Fred Warner with the 49ers, Bobby Wagner with the Seahawks. But now, it feels like Las Vegas is finally flipping the script. Enter Tommy Eichenberg, a second-year player who's already making waves. His recent interception wasn't a fluke. It was a display of awareness, timing, and raw instinct. Even more impressive, he did it against the first-team offense while running with the second-team defense. That's not just depth, that's potential gold. Of course, we can't always know the exact structure of these drills. Sometimes the defense is running specific setups. Sometimes they're coached to test certain reads or challenge specific routes. But what we do know is this. Tommy Eichenberg and company are making real plays, not just going through the motions. And the excitement doesn't stop there. Another second-year name to keep an eye on, Chris Smith II. He joined the interception party, picking off Geno Smith while running with the second-team unit. That marks 3 interceptions from 3 different young defenders, none of whom were major contributors last year. And let's not overlook Lonnie Johnson, another under-the-radar name who grabbed a pick off Aiden O'Connell. That's 4 total interceptions, and not a single one came from last season's primary starters. These are new faces, fresh energy, and a defense that looks hungry. For once, it feels like the Raiders' defense isn't just filling in gaps. They're building something. Raiders' new defensive faces are making noise. Here's what makes this moment for the Raiders' defense so exciting. None of the players creating these turnovers were part of the main rotation last season. Tommy Eichenberg, a fresh face, barely saw action last year. Lonnie Johnson and Jeremy Chin just arrived. Chris Smith II, a quiet rookie season, now stepping up. Now they're all over the field, making plays, grabbing interceptions, and showing flashes of what this defense could become. It's the kind of shift that Raiders fans have been waiting for. Young defenders showing they're ready to contribute, not in a year or two, but right now. If even one or two of these guys take that second-year leap or hit their stride in a new system, it could transform this defense. Even Pete Carroll, after the recent joint session, admitted it. The Raiders' defense won the day. And when a veteran coach like Carroll says it, you know it means something. Reporters echoed the same. Las Vegas's defense looked faster, more physical, and more disruptive. Context matters, sure. These are early practices, and we don't get to see everything behind the scenes. But sometimes you don't need context to spot momentum, and right now, the Raiders' defense has it. Raiders' O-line reveals key clues at camp. Let's flip the focus, because what's happening in the trenches might be the most telling part of Raiders' camp. A recent video from practice showed linemen running bag drills, and if you look closely, there's a lot more going on than just routine reps. The stance, the foot placement, even which hand hits the ground, it all gives away where these players are slotted to play. Colton Miller. No surprises. Classic left tackle form. Dylan Parham. His left hand's in the dirt, left foot forward. Yep, he's locked into that left guard spot. And honestly, he looks noticeably bulked up this year. Then there's Jackson, Johnson, and DJ Glaze, all showing technique that hints at where they'll line up on the line. Right guard, you can sense what this offensive unit is preparing for. Zone blocking, quick pulls, maybe even some outside zone concepts. You don't need a playbook when the fundamentals speak loud enough. And yeah, it stings that the Raiders aren't in Oakland anymore. Being in Northern California, it's tough to catch this stuff in person, but even through clips, if you're paying attention, you can read the direction this O-line is heading. Aiders passing game. Clicking early in OTAs. There's something brewing between the Raiders' quarterbacks and pass catchers, and it's not just routine throws. At OTAs, deep shots, tight windows, and perfectly timed outs are all part of what looks like a growing connection. Geno Smith, working with the first unit, has been especially sharp, connecting on everything from vertical balls to mid-level timing routes. According to multiple beat reporters, the Raiders' offense looked strong in one-on-one drills, especially when pushing the ball downfield. Let's break down one of the more revealing reps. The quarterback is in shotgun, with Dylan Lobb in the backfield. At the snap, Lobb swings into the flat while the tight end, likely Michael Mayer, runs a crisp 10-yard out. Meanwhile, Trey Tucker streaks down the sideline on a deep route. But here's the key. Tucker's not really in the read. His role? Clear out the defense. Force the corner and safety deep, opening up room underneath. It's classic layering, a high, mid, and low option built to stress the defense. But this design is clearly aimed at hitting Mayer or Lobb in stride. The details matter. Tucker's route calls for an outside release, crucial for pulling defenders wide and creating that clean window for the underneath routes. Early chemistry in OTAs doesn't guarantee regular season success, but it does show that the Raiders are building their timing, route discipline, and understanding of the system. That's how offenses start to click. Route running isn't just about speed. It's about precision, timing, and knowing your role. And that's exactly what we're seeing from the Raiders' offense during OTAs. Take Trey Tucker, for example. His outside release isn't just for show. It's designed to pull the cornerback away from the middle of the field. If he cuts inside instead, the corner can cheat, keeping an eye on both the tight end and the running back. But by going outside, Tucker forces the defense to stretch wide, giving his teammates more space to work underneath. That space matters. On one play, Geno Smith finds Michael Mayer on a clean 10-yard out route. Mayer looks leaner, faster, and more polished than he did last year, clearly putting in off-season work. It's a sharp route, and Smith delivers a dart. Then, a similar play unfolds with Brock Bowers running the same concept. One guy in the flat, one on an out route, one clearing it deep. These aren't random drills. They're teaching specific route combinations like yellow Ford or dragon. Each has its role: a first read, a second read, and a clear-out guy. Coaches will often pair concepts together, like dragon on the left and yellow Ford on the right. That way, the quarterback always knows his progressions. These combinations build rhythm, chemistry, and structure into the passing game. So, while it might just look like practice reps, these fine-tuned details are laying the foundation for real Sunday execution. Geno Smith's deep ball could unlock Trey Tucker's breakout year. It's just OTAs, but if there's one thing turning heads, it's Geno Smith's deep ball. According to Jesse Merrick, Geno's deep ball looks good. And that's exactly what Raiders fans want to hear. Because while Geno may not be the most accurate QB on short throws or tight windows, he does have one special trait: a beautiful, deep pass. We're talking 25-plus yards with perfect touch and serious velocity. And it's already showing. Levi Edwards reported that Geno hit back-to-back big throws, first a jump ball to Michael Mayer, then a 50-yard bomb to Trey Tucker for a touchdown. That's not just practice hype, that's real, on-the-money placement over the top. This is exactly the kind of throw Trey Tucker has been waiting for. He's electric, but last year he was stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo, Gardner Minshew, and Aiden O'Connell, none of yards downfield. The Raiders also drafted Dante Thornton Jr., likely as insurance in case Tucker doesn't pan out. Tucker's entering year 3, his contract is winding down, and the team may not be fully sold yet. But he has speed. He has potential. What he's been missing is opportunity. With Geno at quarterback and a renewed focus on vertical plays, this might finally be Trey Tucker's breakout season. And if Geno keeps throwing heat like this, don't be surprised if Tucker starts torching secondaries every Sunday.